Resurrection of the Daleks, Revelation of the Daleks, Remembrance of the Daleks, and now Revolution of the Daleks. Tell me, do you think they can make another Dalek story with the letter R? I'm not sure. Oh yeah. Resolution. I'm not even a natural blonde. Hello everyone, it's Sunday, so I've kind of made this my unofficial Doctor Who day for the channel, which actually works out really well, come to think of it. I hope everyone's having a lovely weekend, or as lovely as possible as you can do, seeing as we are still knee deep in a pandemic, but I hope you're all keeping really nice and safe and well. Anyway, I am incredibly late to the party, seeing as almost 2 months ago 2021 kicked off with Doctor Who and Revolution of the Daleks. I was really excited for this episode. I mean, Series 12 was a massive upgrade from Series 11. So I was really excited for this one to see if we were going to get more of Jodie in terms of her performance from the past few episodes that she did. I thought that she was really, really good actually. I wanted to see if there's any reference to the Timeless Child as well. My thoughts on that are on a completely other level. I'm not even going to get into that at all. And of course I was so excited to see John Barrowman come back as Jack Harkness. I know that he was fan service, but he was great fan service. I can't get enough of Jack, and I don't think there's anyone out there that can. I love him. So we do kick off where the special resolution ended. We see the shell of the Dalek. It's been seized and is being taken somewhere. Now you're probably thinking, come on hun, could you be more vague? Well, the reason I'm being so vague is because the guy driving the Dalek shell becomes completely parched for a cup of tea, which as a fellow Brit I can completely understand and appreciate. Gets poisoned by the lady serving him the tea and is dragged off, and we never hear from him again. It's never mentioned, it's never brought back, it's never referenced. I don't know what else to tell you on that bit. That's just what happened. So where is the Doctor? She is currently locked up like Lindsay Lohan in a Jadoon prison, and she just looks completely bored, bless her. We do see her sort of go through the motions, just walking around, saying hello to the cameras. I thought that was a really, really nice touch actually. It's a very Doctor thing to do, which is rare for me and quite special for me to see, because I haven't really had that from her. I've not had my I'm the Doctor moment for me to say, yes you are, I believe it and I'm with you. So that was really, really nice. And we see her going through, saying hello to her fellow prison mates. We've got a Weeping Angel in there, we've got the Silence, we've got Sycorax and Ood, and the Pating. I wish that Pating would just Pating away. Maybe that's the last we ever see of that thing. I don't know. It doesn't matter though, none of that matters, because we are here to see Captain Jack, and we see him in all his glory, showing up at the end. Who didn't see that coming a million miles away? Or wasn't me. I did do a teeny tiny internal squeal when I saw him, as I say, even though I knew that was coming a mile away. And I love the shock that the Doctor has as well. It looks so genuine, and you can tell that they're so excited to see each other. I do need to point out that at this point in the story I am purely nitpicking, because there's just tiny little bits that I really didn't like. I was meant to, feel like this whole escape was a massive thrill and it was all full of suspense and I was going to be on the edge of my seat, but I didn't really feel like that. Jack is totally fine as always. He's written really well. I really like his excitement at seeing her, but it sounds really silly, I didn't like the "have you had work done" and the "you can talk" line. I know some people loved it. I didn't, because we've had that before. It would have been really funny between them two, of course, because the Doctor is no longer a male. That would be the perfect opportunity to do it, but no, it's already been done. We've already had that laugh. We've already experienced it. I'm just not a big fan of people reusing lines, especially when Chibnall didn't write the original line in the first place. I was also a little bit underwhelmed at their breakout. I mean, it was just 50 seconds of running in a big ball. I mean, that was it. No chase, no consequences. Never mind. I also want to point out that I'm not going to be going in any sort of chronological order with this story. It is going to be a genuine ramble. And hopefully I actually make a tiny bit of sense. That would be okay. But there's so much I want to get out and discuss with you guys, so I apologise in advance. So we see the return of Chris North, who is playing Jack Robertson. Hands up who wanted to see him again. No? Just you, Chibnall, right? Okay, great. We also meet the Prime Minister, which is no, not that lady there, and not that fabulous lady either. It's actually this woman, who is our new Prime Minister, played by another lady called Harriet Walter. We meet them there on a bridge talking about how these droids, because that's what they are at the moment, could be the next big thing and that they can make loads of money out of using them. You get a bit of a sense of what these characters are like. It's a bit of a shame we have no backstory with this new Prime Minister like we did with, you know, Harold. I mean, I know we had a whole season, but with Harold Saxon, with Harriet Jones, there's no, I felt nothing. She was just there really, which is a shame because I feel like she's quite a good actress, but we'll get to other points like that in a minute. Then when they're talking about the defense drones, they come out and oh my God, they look good. The cinematography, the whole way this whole episode is shot is stunning. I am so pleased with how it was shot. It looks beautiful, but this scene just does everything for me. They look so good. If Chibnall turned around and said, you know what, I'm doing this, these Daleks are going to look how they do now, this is their new look, or this is another look for them, I'll turn around and say, yeah, fair enough, Chipster, because I'm all for that. Let's be honest, anything that beats these geezers, and we're fine, aren't we? So I was happy with that. So the doctor's come back. Yaz is on a mission to try and figure out what's happened to her. There's just post-its galore everywhere. Looks a little bit like my, well, you can't really see it here, but it looks a little bit like this room. Ryan and Graham, they're there, but they're not in the same time or place. They look like they've sort of given up on her, which, I mean, we all knew that they were going to leave, but I suppose they needed to have a bit of a build up, and that was it. So it is purely Yaz trying her best to figure out what's happened. When the Doctor and Jack are going back and they've reached the TARDIS team, the fam, the Doctor walks in, and I think everyone was expecting this happy reunion, this happy, you know, oh my God, where have you been? I'm so excited to see you. We don't get that. They look a bit wound up and a bit cheesed off that she's even there, which is really strange to me, which, I mean, I'm glad they went with that direction until he has pushed her and shoved her away. That seemed really strange, really out of character. Like, yeah, I get you'd be frustrated, but you wouldn't be happy to see your pal again? I'm not sure. I'm glad he went in a different direction, but it should have been something like in The Stolen Planet, when they're all looking for the Doctor, he's swanned off in their minds, and when he gets back, Jack just has a go at him, asking where the hell he's been. Something like that would have worked for me. So the TARDIS team are trying to get the Doctor up to speed, let her know what's been going on. There's this incredibly clever bloke called Leo, who's just here, I think, yeah. He has created these droids, but didn't realise that there's that teeny tiny bit of genetic material still left of the Renaissance Dalek. I mean, we saw that coming as well, and I think the only smart thing that Jack Robertson actually said in that whole time was get rid of it, dispose of it. But it's never going to be that simple, is it? Or else this episode would have been really, really short, I suppose. Sorry, there's rabbit fur all over me. So they have no idea of what's actually gone down. The fact that this mutated Dalek has completely overridden Leo and made this whole, I don't know what we'd call it, but warehouse, I suppose, of Daleks that aren't exactly Daleks. I noticed that. I'm just going to jump back for 2 seconds, just for when the Prime Minister unveils the defence drones. They look so, so good when she does it in front of a press conference. Oh, they look really, really good. I love the bronze Daleks, and I'm glad that they're there. But these ones look so cool. So, so cool. Oh. That's all I have to say. I needed to get that bit in. Oh, they look good. Anyway. Next, we've got Jack and Yaz. They're off to the facility where these, I think they're the droids at the moment, but where it is essentially going to be that the Daleks are being grown. They go to investigate that. I really liked, I mean, not that I liked that Yaz had a Dalek on her, but the square gun coming back out. Loved that. Just that little bit of nostalgia. That's what I love. Instead of reusing lines, reuse those sort of things. That's what I'm totally fine with. Meanwhile, we've got the Doctor, Ryan and Graham travelling to Osaka, Japan, which is where Jack, Yaz and Leo are, via the TARDIS. And we get the speech from Ryan, where the Doctor and Ryan are talking about what happened back on Gallifrey, what the Doctor learned. I feel like I don't even want to name it, but when she says, oh, I don't even know who I am anymore, and Ryan says, oh, but it's change, and change is scary, but change is good, and we have to accept change. Chibnall may as well come round to my house with the Timeless Children's script, bashed me over the head with it, and told me that I had to get over it, and that it was a thing, and I had to accept it. I hate it. I hate when writers literally spell things out for you and sort of tell you, this is how it's going to be, deal with it. Oh, I'm not going into a rant. I refuse. Now, when they get there, we realise that Leo is 100% possessed by this, by the Renaissance Dalek, and is pretty much unveiling the plans about what he's going to do. And then we all notice that ultraviolet light tends to shift and changes, which Yaz does point out because, well, she needs something to do, I suppose. And we realise that the ultraviolet light is actually what's going to turn the defence drones into actual Daleks, albeit mutated, but Daleks all the same. And the Daleks come out. They go crazy, exterminating everyone, including the Prime Minister. She's there just sort of saying, is this a joke? Are you kidding me? And they're just saying, Daleks don't joke, and then she's gone. That shot of the Daleks turning to the camera outside of Downing Street is probably the most terrifying, brilliant British thing I've ever seen. All we needed now is for one of the Daleks to say, would you like a cup of tea? And I think we would have been full on British out there. So the part that I was really excited, because I must say this is actually a rewatch. The first time I watched it, I really was not impressed whatsoever. I turned to my partner and just said, yeah, I'm really upset that I didn't like this. But upon my second watch, you notice things and you appreciate things a bit more when you actually realise what's going on. So the Doctor formulates a plan. She's going to send out this signal to the SAS of all Daleks, and get them to come in, have a civil war with the others, have a big old row, and then she'll have to figure out what she's going to do with the bronze Daleks. It was so nice seeing them again. I was so happy. And then when they come on straight on the bridge, I thought it was a really nice, neat little touch, and another throwback to a previous Dalek story, which I thought was fantastic. They're all shooting at each other. It's all carnage. but it ends so quickly. It ends like you have one new, one classic-ish Dalek force coming in and having a big old fight, and it ends so quickly. I was so disappointed, as good as it was to see, because there are shots that are so good in this episode. Like I said, the cinematography is just amazing. And the Doctor says that what she's going to do is get all the bronze Daleks, that's just what I'm going to call them, into the duplicate or spare TARDIS that she's got lying around, like she has loads of them, and send them back into the void, in the process killing or having the other TARDIS self-destruct while they're in them. And that's it, they're gone. It's done. Robertson in the process becomes a hero after completely betraying the whole of the human race to try and side with these guys. But that really speaks to what sort of character he is and who he's trying to imitate, I think I can say. That's just my personal opinion though. But that's I hope I don't see Jack Robertson again. He gives nothing to the story, in my opinion. He was just there for the sake of being there. He was a bad guy. That was it. And then Jack blows up the Dalek ship, and we don't see him again either. I mean, I'm gonna guess it's because of COVID. I'm so sick of hearing that word and saying it, but I'm gonna guess it's because of that, which obviously gives restrictions on what or where people can be at any one time, which I do understand, but I wish they'd come up with something that was a bit different to just, oh, I ran into Gwen Cooper. Really nice that you got to mention, but oh, I ran into Gwen Cooper. What? No goodbye hug? No, oh, you know, I'll see you again sometime. No, just a phone call. Fair enough. Then we get to the part that we'd all been sort of waiting for, which was Ryan and Graham leaving the TARDIS. I think Chibnall wanted us to feel a way, or a certain way, and I was not feeling it. I've not really got to know these guys. I don't get their chemistry. I don't get their sentiments. Ryan quite clearly didn't want to be there. Graham, I don't know what happened to him, because he was my favourite companion out of the whole lot. And he was barely there, and if he was, he just sort of blended in, which is not like Bradley Walsh to do. But he was Magnolia, like the colour of these walls. He was just there and blended in, and they gave this whole heartfelt speech about how they had to go and live their lives, and Graham wanted to be there to be the granddad that he never was to Ryan and to help him. And even the Doctor was like, you know, okay, I've got two hearts, and that was sweet. If I actually loved and cared about the characters, which I hate to say, even hated writing it down, but the emotional impact that I think Chibnall hoped would be there just wasn't for me. It left me feeling a bit hollow, a bit empty. But there's a big but here. I've had a bit of trouble with Jodie Whittaker's incarnation. Not because she's a female. I've got a whole nother video that is coming out on my opinion of Jodie Whittaker's era, her run so far, and what I think's going to happen. I'm not going to get into the rumours or anything about her leaving. That's just not what I'm doing until anything's confirmed. But I've just not had that with Jodie Whittaker. And I might regret saying this, I'm not sure. I'm going to say it. Until this episode, I felt like she was the Doctor. I felt like she was doing stuff. She's not had anything to do in 2 years. I've seen things where people say, oh, we've not had enough time. Yes, we have. We had enough time. We had, I don't know, what do we even have? We had Christopher Eccleston for one series. We had John Hurt for one episode. We had Paul McGann for 7 minutes and a TV movie, but I'm not counting that. And that was enough time for us to get a feel of them as, you know, their incarnation or their interpretation of the Doctor. But I've not had that with her until this point, and I'm so happy. I'm not saying it just because she's judging me over there either, but I'm so happy because I just want season 13 now. I just want to see what else she can do. I want to see her really come into her own. I mean, Ryan and Graham leaving will give that opportunity. And for the time being, before with the end of the episode, we had an all-female TARDIS team. When has that ever happened? I don't think it's needed. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's essential to have a female TARDIS team, but I thought it'd be pretty neat, even though I'm not a massive fan of Yaz, until we get to the end of the episode. And we get a clip. At the end, it's revealed that John Bishop is going to be playing Dan, the new companion, Dan the Man. I love John Bishop. I've met him. He's a really, really lovely guy. I've met him a couple of times actually, just with the job that I used to do. And he's really, really nice. Not yet. We don't need him yet. We need to see Yaz and the Doctor come into their own, really give us their characters, and then bring him in. Because 3 companions was too much, we all knew that. And if Graham and Ryan didn't leave their own accord, it would have just got even more messy as the seasons went on. So I'm happy that John Bishop's going to be there. I think he'll be a bit of comic relief, hopefully. And I've not seen his acting skills, to be honest, so hopefully that'll be a nice surprise. But we could have just done with a female TARDIS team just for a little bit. Hey, that's just my opinion. First time I watched it, I hated it. Second time, not so much. Hatred for it. But I really, really liked it. In the end, I actually really enjoyed it. And I'm glad I gave it that rewatch. I'm glad I gave it another chance because I felt like it was needed. Is it the best episode that Chibnall's written? Or is it the best episode under Chibnall's run? No. But it's up there. And I think that is a really, really good step when you consider the terrible episodes that have been before that have been written by him and that have been under him as a showrunner. But Revolution of the Daleks, I know I'm really late to the party and I am sorry for that. There'll be more updates coming. Doctor Who videos are now going to be on Sundays, so please keep your eye out for them. If you really liked it, let me know. I know quite a few people really, really liked it, said it was the best Chibnall episode so far. I do disagree, but let me know and give me reasons. Why am I wrong? Why am I right? All the good stuff. On Twitter, the link in the description is always down there. Have a lovely rest of your weekend and I'll see you very soon.